Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my review of WWE Raw on February 6, 2017, the first Raw of February. And overall, I would have to say the show was... It was... It... You know, when I watch the Raw and SmackDown, I can like SmackDown more because there's more matches I can watch on SmackDown. With Raw, they have so many guys, and it's like I just skip over the matches. One, I don't watch the women. Not because I don't like... Not... I don't like watching the women wrestle because they tarnished the quote-unquote divas. They made them look silly over all the years I've watched wrestling. And it's like I can't really watch women wrestle. I look at it and I just do something else. Two, the 205 live crew, the guys that debut on 205 and they have their matches on Raw, the cruiserweights. I don't really watch those matches either because they make you feel it's not a part of the main show because they bring out new ropes, the purple ropes, and it gives off the vibe of this ain't really on Raw. It's like one of those house shows and you just go take a piss and you come back when it's over, you know? That's my only thoughts with Raw, of how I always say it's okay, close to good, but it's okay. But on SmackDown, I can watch more of them, probably because they have more of my favorite wrestlers on there, and I can actually watch them. But without all of that being said, make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel, as every Monday and Tuesday I do my reviews for Raw and SmackDown, and sometimes on Sundays they do pay-per-views and I do my review on that, and on Saturdays I do my predictions as well, because Elimination Chamber is this Sunday, so Saturday be looking forward to a predictions video. And Fastlane is in like 4 weeks for Raw, so we have to wait a couple weeks for that pay-per-view. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the show. I've been keeping these short. I plan on keeping them short until they have some good stuff for me to really talk about that can go pretty lengthy. But as I said again, subscribe to the channel and make sure you also follow me on Twitter. It's ResiTV. You should easily find me there. But let's get into the Raw review. We always, start off with the promos. Start of the show. And Mick Foley, Stephanie McMahon, introduced us to Samoa Joe. And for some reason, Samoa Joe is in a suit. I don't know how he got into that suit. I didn't think he'd be a suit kind of guy. But word around the street is, you get repackaged in the suit and you're golden. That's what I've heard. Samoa Joe basically just said, he will take down all our heroes, make them hurt. He will hurt them, he will choke them out, and he will beat them up again after they come back from the consciousness. And what do you know? Roman Reigns comes out and confronts Samoa Joe saying that he is the baddest man in WWE that ever stepped foot into WWE, that is. And when I look at Roman Reigns stare down Samoa Joe, I see a feud later down the road, not right now, but I can see a good feud between these two. Again, a lot of people are hating on Roman Reigns still. I don't know why. They're hating on him. Like, please get over it. Please get over it. Mick Foley basically made a main event with Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's first match on Raw. And that was going to be later on in the show. But secondly, we had Nia Jax versus Bayley. When you see Nia Jax and then you see Bayley, you should think squash match, really. And that's what I thought of the squash match. But for some reason, Bayley got in offense. Now, I don't really like Bayley. She has no... I don't know. No one likes Bayley. Besides, of course, the little kids. She's basically female John Cena for the kids. I just don't like Bayley. She doesn't fit in on Raw, really. Nia Jax defeats Bayley. What else can you say? I don't really care. Only way Nia Jax did win was because Charlotte came out and distracted Bayley. Nia Jax came in, takes her down, 1, 2, 3, and there you go. And for some reason, Bayley gets a title shot next week against Charlotte. And if I remember correctly, Bayley lost clean. I don't know why she gets another shot at this. I better see Charlotte squash Bayley next week. That's the one match I will see, because I want to see Charlotte squash Bayley. It better happen. Our next match, we get Braun Strowman. Against the Power Rangers. And this is a squash match of what you should... this is what a squash match should be. Braun Strowman took him down really, really quick. He gets on the mic saying Mick Foley, he wants better competition. He goes he finds Mick Foley in the backstage, and Mick Foley basically tells him if he wants competition at Fastlane, he gets Roman Reigns. I'm like, finally, some competition for him. It's about time. I don't want to see him go against the Power Rangers anymore. Really, I don't. And next, we have the Cruiserweight match again. I feel like a lot of people think this is your typical go to the bathroom, go buy some popcorn, fried chicken, Kool-Aid, whatever they need, and come back when this is over. But I did like this Akira Tozawa guy. Apparently he debuted on the 205 Live. He was really, really good. I enjoyed watching him do his thing. He was getting the crowd over. Whenever he would yell, the crowd would get over with him. So that's really good that he is getting over with the crowd. That's really good. Akira defeats Drew Gulak. Moving on, we have we have Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho come out. They give off their little speech. Kevin Owens stands there. Chris Jericho, so good on the mic. What else can I say? He was talking about his list, right? And this is the Monday after the Super Bowl. He was calling all of his nicknames the 61-minute man, the best in the world at what he does. Then he said the greatest of all time when he defends his title against Sami Zayn, that he is the greatest of all time. And then he decided to say, you know what happens when you steal my title of the greatest of all time? Do you know what happens? Then he says, Tom Brady, you just made the list. Oh, I died laughing because I didn't know they was going to mention Tom Brady, but Chris Jericho don't care. He mentioned him. Tom Brady's on this list. It's about time. You took his title, Tom, and you're on the list of Jericho. And of course, we have Goldberg coming out, basically saying he accepts Goldberg. What am I playing? He accepts Brock Lesnar's match at WrestleMania, and he challenges Kevin Owens to a Universal Championship match at Fastlane. Kevin Owens, to be fair, doesn't want that match. And Chris Jericho, of course, doing the list. Goldberg decides to put himself on this list. Chris Jericho talking big and bad, yelling in his face, saying that if he wants a match, he'll get a match, and completely makes the audience think that it'll be Chris Jericho. But no, he says Kevin Owens for the title at Fastlane, completely throwing Kevin Owens under the bus with that. And Kevin Owens versus Goldberg at Fastlane, I'm still trying to figure out how they'll do that. Do that match somehow, some way. Like, I can see that they can have Goldberg win against Kevin Owens, takes the title, and then you have Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar for the title. Brock Lesnar wins, gets his payoff against Goldberg. Kevin Owens, of course, will get a rematch clause somewhere in there. Kevin Owens versus Brock Lesnar seems interesting. But then you can also shoot up Samoa Joe up there for the title as well. So I don't know what they'll do. I don't know if they'll keep Kevin Owens as champion by like DQ or something. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. And a match I really skipped was the Raw Tag Team Champions Luke Gallows versus Carl Anderson versus Cesaro and Sheamus. And then for some reason you have Enzo Amore and Big Cass outside the ring, sitting in chairs. I don't know why they were there, just because they wanted to challenge the winners for the titles. Long story short, what you can expect out of these four guys. And Luke Gallows basically does a super kick to Enzo. Big Cass reacts, gives him the big boot, and they call the bell. Disqualification against Cesaro and Sheamus. Still the champions, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. So I don't know what they'll do with that storyline there. And here, another match we can really skip over is New Day versus Shining Stars. New Day wins. There you go. And I would say this was a good match. Probably the match of the night for me, personally, match of the night for me. Chris Jericho versus Sami Zayn. I would think I call this a good match. Chris Jericho did carry this match, I think. And Sami Zayn, when I look at him, I think a jobber still. I don't really care for him. You know, when I see him on my screen, I don't know. I hate him. I don't like him. I hate him. I don't like him. I hate him. I don't like him. For some reason, Sami Zayn gets out of the walls of Jericho, but he's on the ropes. Kevin Owens is, of course, out there helping him. There's a super kick to Sami Zayn. Chris Jericho does a code breaker. 1, 2, 3. Chris Jericho is Yo Champion. Still. And we move from that match to this next match. I didn't really care for this match. It was a 6-man tag team match. A big old cluster. You know what I mean. All 6 of these guys. Why? A 6-man... I really didn't care for this match because I saw too many guys out there. It never works when you have a lot of guys most of the time. You had Jack Gallagher, Cedric Alexander, and TJ Perkins versus the Cruiserweight Champion Neville, Noam Dar, is that how you say his name? See, I don't even know. And Tony Nese. I didn't care. Jack Gallagher, Cedric Alexander, and TJ Perkins wins. There we go. Long story short. I really think, when I see 6-man, I think cluster. I don't like seeing that. We have our main event. Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns. This match was basically supposed to be... You want to call this a squash match, but really you can't. Because Roman Reigns did get in offense. If they wanted to do this really good with Samoa Joe, they should have made this a squash match, really. And made sure Roman Reigns didn't get any offense in. They stopped the match or something like that. But of course, when you have Roman Reigns out here, he's going to get offense in. And people still hating on Roman Reigns. I don't know what it is. Just because WWE wants him as the guy. And, you know, he's always going to be in that main event. They're going to hate on him. And I used to be one of those people, but I seen how good he's gotten from that time, like back in 2015. I seen how good he's gotten, and people just need to really stop hating him and just accept it and try to clear that from their mind and come to like Roman Reigns. I am preaching to you. I don't mean to, but I am. We have Roman Reigns coming out, and Samoa Joe does attack him from behind, really demolishing him outside the ring. And then, of course, you get your Roman Reigns offense. Then Samoa Joe again took over as well. And then really it was back and forth most of the time. And you get a Superman punch to Samoa Joe, and we think, oh no, Super Roman. But that wasn't the case, because Braun Strowman comes out. Distracts Roman Reigns, really. And Roman Reigns does the Superman punch to him. He's distracted. And Samoa Joe does a kick to him and does his finishing move. What was his finishing move called? What was it? He done the enziguri to the back of the head and the uranage to seal the victory. 1, 2, 3, Samoa Joe wins. If they wanted to make this look really good, Samoa Joe should have dominated Roman Reigns, but kind of really can't do that with Roman Reigns. I know. People are gonna hate, but Strowman, of course, gets in the ring, picks up Roman Reigns, does a running power slam through the barricade, standing tall. Braun Strowman is standing tall. They're making him look like a monster. Really good. So I can see Roman Reigns probably retaliating as well. That's going to happen. Because I can see Roman Reigns in a Samoa Joe feud later down the road. They're just holding it off, I think, right now. So you have to have Braun Strowman really come out and start some fires with Roman Reigns to have their one-off match at Fastlane. I don't know how they'll do that match really at not Fastlane. Oh yeah, Fastlane. I was thinking Elimination Chamber. I don't know how they'll do that. Probably Undertaker interferes maybe. I don't know what they'll do. But that was the end of Raw. And of course people think Seth Rollins is injured because of his knee. They showed a video package of Seth Rollins getting assaulted by Samoa Joe, and I was looking at that video package, and maybe there's like 1 or 2 times I could see him blowing out his knee, one against the steps, which seems unlikely, and one where he could have stepped on the mat too much and his knee went in, and that could have blown it out. But the way he was walking and getting hit, it didn't seem like he really hurt his knee. So I think they're just keeping Seth Rollins off TV until we're getting close to WrestleMania time, and he either attacks Samoa Joe or attacks Triple H, something like that. And I could see Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe at WrestleMania and have Seth Rollins do this babyface fighting the odds really to get to the top guy. But me personally, I don't think Seth Rollins is really injured. I saw a lot of people thinking that he was injured. When I saw that video package and I looked at last week's Raw, I didn't see anywhere him blowing out his knee. I think it's just a work. Some people are believing it. I just think they got to keep him off Raw because WrestleMania is 2 months away. Yeah, it's 2 months away, and they could stretch out the feud if he was on TV, but it would just get, I guess, same old by March, really. So I think he'll make his return, attack Samoa Joe or something at Fastlane. Maybe Fastlane he'll confront him. I don't know who he's going to go against at Fastlane, really. But overall, I don't think he's injured. On Twitter, it may look like he is, but really, I don't think he is. I could be wrong. But I think he would be more safe to make sure he didn't blow out his knee again. That's my opinion. I think he'd be more safe. But who knows? I don't know. That's my personal belief. Seth Rollins is A-OK. We just gotta keep him off TV to do this feud with Samoa Joe. Maybe Samoa Joe will go against somebody at Fastlane. Seth Rollins does come out and confront Samoa Joe, surprising everybody that he really wasn't injured, or he did have a speedy recovery. Something like that. I don't know. I have to wait for the weeks to come down to this month and lead to Fastlane and see what happens. But that's going to be it for me, guys. That was Raw. I hit the highlights, what was really important. Everything else, there's some things I didn't talk about or just skipped over because really it was either squash matches or matches we don't really care about. And they did show their Black History Month, always in February. And to me, when they showed that video package with all the African Americans talking about the Black History Month, you can easily tell that they're reading the script. It was really shaking my head and cringy as hell. It was so bad. I just looked at them and I'm like, really? That is really bad. Really, really bad. I don't even know who's going to be the victim of this Black History Month this year. Because last year it was, Titus O'Neil? Maybe this way, maybe this week it will be Darren Young. I don't know. But to end off this review, I think we have to have something said. Something said by the greatest of all time. And hopefully no copyright strike will be over this. But I'm going to let this guy speak. And make sure you guys again do subscribe to the channel if you made it this far. Like the video, share it with your friends, and come check me out next time. I will do a SmackDown review tomorrow, and Saturday will be the predictions video for Elimination Chamber, and Sunday after Elimination Chamber I will review it. So I'm out here, guys. I'll see you guys next time.
Tom Brady, you just made the list! Oh my gosh.